Windows 11 sucks. You hear it all the time, all across the interwebs, forums, YouTube, everywhere. Everybody's got a hate on for Microsoft. There's too much bloat. It doesn't perform nearly as well as it used to. And people are, quite frankly, getting pretty fed up and would like an operating system that, quite frankly, just works and isn't actually just functioning spyware, just how it is. How many times have you, dear viewer, ended up having a Windows update that breaks something critical in your system? Like, I know, I've been there. About a year and a half ago, I had an update happen on my system that broke something so bad on my computer, I had to reinstall my operating system, had to reinstall all my programs. It's a pain in the butt. Thankfully, I have tons of separate hard drives and I didn't lose any data. Knock on wood. It doesn't happen anytime soon. But that being said, it was the final straw that broke the camel's back for me, and I ended up switching over to Linux entirely. But my friends, there is some good news. Windows 11 doesn't actually have to suck. I know. Hot take. I have found 2 programs that actually have mitigated some of the issues that we are talking about in this video today. I'm going to go over them with you guys shortly here, but if you are enjoying the content, please be sure to hit the like, the subscribe button, and the notification bell, as it will help the channel grow, it will help get to more people, and if you guys are finding value out of this content, it will help support me to be able to continue to do this ongoing into the future here. I don't like asking for anything really. I do appreciate the time, guys. This video is not going to be a super long one today, folks. Help potentially give you guys a little bit more freedom over your Windows 11 installs. So the first utility is Winaero Tweaker, and the second is Revo Uninstaller. There is also paid versions of these programs if you so desire to unlock more features. In my experience so far, it doesn't seem necessary. The free versions work fantastic. So Winaero Tweaker by far is one of my favorite utilities on Windows. It works in Windows 10 and 11. It really just unlocks the full customization of the operating system. There are so many different tweaks that you can do, and quite frankly, I haven't used all of them. One of my absolute favorites that you can do is you can disable Copilot, you can disable the AI features. You can go even into block unwanted apps and ads. So there are some very good core features that you can go and turn off. So these are some of the features that I have disabled, of course, and some different shortcuts that I've enabled as well to make things a little bit more quick to access from my desktop, for instance, with a right click. Another key thing to note is that just be careful when you're messing around with these different programs, of course, especially Winaero Tweaker, especially with the fact that you can disable different core aspects of the operating system. You could potentially run into issues. So just to make sure that reading everything, taking your time, and making sure that a feature that you're disabling and or enabling is in your best interest, and you're not going to break something into oblivion, because that could be a pain in the butt. Like, for instance, like disabling Windows Update may sound nice, and it definitely can be very nice. Sometimes doing that can be a good thing and can also be detrimental to your everyday experience as well. It's always good to be doing your due diligence when you're going into these different types of programs and changing different core integral features. So the second program, Revo Uninstaller, is another fan favorite, and this one is great for making sure when you uninstall a program that you're not leaving any sort of traces of that software package. I didn't realize just how much junk from uninstalls Windows over the years from installing and uninstalling leaves in your registry and in the background. So for instance, like, you can go in, create a system restore point if you're looking to get rid of a certain package. Always a good thing to do, just in case. Let it do its thing. Once you've uninstalled, it goes through the uninstall process for the program. Different scanning modes. What it will allow you to do is pretty much see the different levels of removal from the traces from the uninstall you want to do. Most of the time, I go with advanced. I haven't had any issues with this. It'll scan your system to see if what other leftovers from your registry there is. You can usually select all, delete selected items, and then it will also go into leftover files and folders. You can select all of them too, and delete. And then of course you just hit finish, and you've uninstalled the program without leaving any traces of it. That way then it keeps Windows from, of course, not getting junked up with a whole bunch of unnecessary data that's not being used anymore. And it also cleans out your hard drives really, really nicely. I absolutely love these 2 programs. I can't say enough good things about them, and it's definitely worth, if you're using Windows to any capacity, even if it's Windows 10 still as your daily driver, it's definitely worth looking at these programs, as it will allow you to keep your system optimized and running as healthy as possible. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping in and watching today's video. Very much appreciated. Be sure to hit like and subscribe button if you've been enjoying everything so far. Leave some feedback on how you guys like the formats for these videos. I've been trying to keep them just as super simple as possible. So yeah, I'd like to hear what you guys think. And hopefully you guys will have a lot better time with Windows 11 or Windows 10 ongoing here. Till the next video, everyone. Ciao for now.